Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We back. Sonny V2. We got you with co-stars who hated each other off camera. I'm sure that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking at two people.
Hey.
Looking at two co-stars who probably hate each other off camera.
You think?
At times, hell yeah.
I don't hate you.
I said at times.
I don't never hate you. You get on my nerves.
You get on
that's,
mine.
That's any, you know.
You be like, I kill your motherfucking ass.
As long as you know.
Hey, man. With that being said, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want the first part, all you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it with a thumbs up.
Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see all of these co-stars who possibly hated each other actually off camera. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I know it's gonna be somebody on here we're surprised about, but it's gonna be somebody we be like, I knew it.
Adam and Jamie from Mythbusters couldn't stand each other.
Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held.
While Drake and Josh weren't exactly buddies either.
We made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
However, let's begin by talking about Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, who ironically played the inseparable lovers Romeo and Juliet. Prior to filming the movie, the actors had spoken very highly of one another.
Claire Danes is the most fantastic young actress I've ever come across.
However, in his early days, Leo would always pull elaborate pranks on his co-stars, which was appreciated by some people on set, but despised by others like Claire Danes. He tried to pull multiple pranks on Danes when the cameras weren't rolling, and the young actor wasn't having it. It's rumored that the young actress found Leo a little immature. For the very same reason, DiCaprio found Danes to be uptight and overly serious, and as a result, according to some sources, the pair barely spoke to one another when not filming scenes together. Roughly 1 year later, Danes was offered but turned down the lead female role in Titanic, with some speculating that she was simply uninterested in doing another film with DiCaprio. Despite this, the two have always talked highly of one another in public.
The dude is a genius. He's been a genius for decades now.
Which wasn't the path taken by Kevin Smith after figuring out that Bruce Willis was a complete and utter dick. The two had agreed to collaborate on a 2010 movie called Cop Out, and 2 years prior in 2008, Kevin Smith praised Bruce Willis for being his favorite actor and biggest inspiration. However, as the two began working together, Kevin...
Have I seen Cop Out? Have you seen Cop Out?
I'm pretty sure you have.
I'm trying to. Because I remember the Romeo and Juliet movie, and I'm like, very vaguely, I don't think I watched it for real. I remember seeing it, come across it, but I don't remember.
I think I done watched Cop Out probably like maybe twice.
I feel.
Smith realized he should have never met his hero. Despite Smith being the film's director, Willis refused to take any direction, with Smith later stating, "I was going at it like Bruce, do it like this. I was directing Bruce the way I direct everybody else." And Bruce was like, "I've been acting like Bruce Willis for 25 years. Do you really think there's anything you're gonna tell me that I don't know?" At a later point during filming, Bruce Willis threatened to punch Kevin Smith, after which Willis had to be separately photoshopped into the movie's posters as he refused to turn up to the photo shoot. On top of this, Willis failed to attend the party celebrating the movie's completion, where Kevin Smith made a toast stating, "I want to thank everyone who worked on the film, except for Bruce Willis." In a 2013 interview, Willis clapped back by stating, "Poor Kevin, he's just a whiner, you know. We had some personal issues about how we approached work. I don't have an answer for him. I'm never gonna call him out and lay him out in public. Sometimes you just don't get along, although this isn't the end of the story." After Willis was recently diagnosed with aphasia, Kevin Smith took to Twitter writing, "Long before any of the cop-out stuff, I was a big Bruce Willis fan. So this is really heartbreaking to read. He loved to act and sing, and the loss of that has to be devastating for him. I feel like an asshole for my petty complaints from 2010, so sorry to BW and his family," which is a much nicer ending compared to that of Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere. The two met whilst filming a movie called The Lords of Flat.
But you know, they always do say you never want to meet the person that you admire, because you will always be hurt by who you find out they actually
Who they really are.
So that's the reason why I'm like, everybody, like, quit looking up to like a lot of people.
I mean, some people you
and holding them to this pedestal.
Yeah, true. But some people you may admire, you meet, and they're probably like even nicer than what you thought. But
when you hold somebody up like at a pedestal where you look at them more than human,
especially if they don't meet your expectations.
Yeah. It's gonna hurt, and it's all gonna be bad from there.
Of Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere. The two met whilst filming a movie called The Lords of Flatbush, where Stallone instantly disliked Gere's demeanor, stating, "We never hit it off. He would strut around in his oversized motorcycle jacket like he was the baddest knight at the round table, although the real argument came when the two were eating lunch together." Stallone stated, "I was eating a hot dog and he climbs in with a half a chicken, covered in mustard with grease nearly dripping out of the aluminium wrapper. I said, that thing is gonna drip all over the place. He said, don't worry about it," which was followed by Richard Gere spilling grease all over Stallone's pants. As a result, Stallone, quote, elbowed him in the side of the head, after which the director chose to replace Richard Gere with a different actor altogether. Despite this taking place more than 50 years ago, Stallone has stated, "To this day he seriously dislikes me," which is an ending also shared by Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy after their one and only season of Sam and Cat. When the show came to an end in 2014, Ariana Grande made an extensive heartfelt twitlonger thanking everybody involved in the production, except for the other main co-star, Jeanette McCurdy. This implied that the two weren't as close as the show suggested, which was confirmed at a later date when Jeanette stated the following.
She would have to miss work because she was being pulled in all directions, so she's got to do radio shows, she's got to do the Billboard Awards, the Grammys. She's performing at the Grammys, and I'm like acting on the show with a box because they decided that like for that week her character needs to be trapped in a box so she can go perform at the Grammys.
As a result of this, Jeanette would write, "Ariana misses work in pursuit of her music career while I act with a box. I'm pissed about it and I'm pissed at her, jealous of her," before expressing further jealousy in her memoir by attacking Ariana's upbringing. Ariana grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, an incredibly wealthy, idyllic town with a healthy mum who could buy her whatever she wanted whenever she wanted. Gucci bags, fancy vacations, and Chanel outfits. Jeanette's hatred toward Ariana always felt pretty pathetic. However, the feud between Will Smith and
Did you know that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, because I know you always be talking about the show, and I was like, they only had one season.
Yeah,
I thought they had more than one season.
It was short.
For real?
I didn't know it was just one, but I know
it was a spinoff, right? Of
yeah.
I wasn't.
Well,
I ain't watched none of those shows. Those shows.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I thought it was more than one, but I knew it wasn't more than two. But I guess it was just one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched it and I did enjoy the show. But I did kind of know that they had like.
And to be honest, that was around the time where Ariana started taking her music career way more seriously. Yeah. Because just imagine where would Ariana actually be if she didn't take her music seriously and wanted to be more serious as an actor. Yeah. Would she ever had been able to transition out of being a child star and move into more adult roles? Because she still looks like her on the show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think she chose the right career to go in. But this next one, I already knew this whole situation.
Oh, yeah, I know about that too.
They still...
Jeanette's hatred toward Ariana always felt pretty pathetic. However, the feud between Will Smith and Janet Hubert reached a whole new level of petty jealousy. Janet played Will Smith's auntie in Bel-Air and took an instant disliking to Will Smith as she felt it was unfair he'd been given a TV show at the age of 22. Will Smith later stated, "I can straight up say that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel-Air show. She said once, I've been in the business for 10 years and this snotty-nosed punk comes along and gets a show. To her, I'm the Antichrist," while Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton, also noted Janet was painful to work with. There were days when we were all on set and she would literally go off on people, and they got to a point by the time the second season came around where we're like, this is unacceptable. As someone who was seen as difficult, Janet was offered significantly less money to appear in the fourth season, encouraging her to quit, which is exactly what she'd do. However, this only increased her resentment toward Will, as she'd state, "There will never be a reunion, as I will never do anything with an a-hole like Will Smith. He is still an egomaniac and has not grown up. This constant reunion thing will never ever happen in my lifetime unless there is an apology, which he doesn't know the word." Despite stating that there wouldn't be a Fresh Prince reunion, it did eventually happen in November 2020, where more than 30 years later, Janet was still convinced that Will had ruined her life, stating, "I hated what you did, I just hated what you did. You took my career away of 30-something years," as Will Smith's comments comment about her being difficult made it hard for Janet to land work afterwards. At the end of their talk, the two made up and apologized, although Nicki Minaj and Mariah
But my thing is, you can't blame Will for your downfall of your career if other people also said you were snobby.
Hard to work with.
Yeah, like that's you. That's your personality. You was a horrible person to work with. Don't in Hollywood. Don't think other producers don't talk to other producers.
Yeah,
that's how they get word. Hey, this could be because honestly, after the Fresh Prince, did we ever see you again? No.
Yeah, but it's easier, I guess, to just blame the face of,
instead of taking your own accountability, because you got to think about it. Most times, that's how Hollywood works. It's not the person who's worked the longest. It's the person who has the biggest name, the notoriety, the stardom right now. Mm-hmm. Those are who gets pushed more into the forefront. Yeah. No matter who it is, no matter what platform it is, it's not who has been there the longest. It's just who has the notoriety and the fire right now. That torch constantly gets passed around. Right. She has such a great role that, to be completely honest, if she had kept being Aunt Viv, and you were likable, your career would have went.
Because even though we didn't know like what was going on then, like behind the scenes and Offset and stuff like that, like everyone loved that Aunt Viv.
Yeah, like if you ask the average person who watches Fresh Prince, the average consumer, they're gonna say, "I prefer the first Aunt Viv over the second Aunt Viv." The first Aunt Viv just hit like home.
Yeah, it just gave you like, it was like super like, okay, yeah, that's Auntie.
What she stood for, she was like, but she was not that person in real life. Yeah. According to what they say.
According to what they say, yeah.
Afterwards. At the end of their talk, the two made up and apologized, although Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey had no interest in doing so. They'd appear alongside one another in season 12 of American Idol, where their almost polar opposite personalities began to clash immediately.
I'm sorry. Are you country? Do you like country? Do you like country? And I kind of feel like we're making her do.
I'm trying to help her. We're trying to help her as opposed to just talk about her outfit.
I'm going to continue to speak.
Of course. You always do.
In a notable instance, the two had this argument mid-show where
nobody said every moment. Oh, excuse me, the music will cut me off if I can. Oh, darling, may I express this to her as a singer? I just feel like what maybe trying to be expressed is just sing from your heart the entire time, and your notes will continue to shine regardless of the dirt that gets splattered around you.
After which Nicki threatened Mariah with violence.
Multiple people heard Nicki say, "If I had a gun, I would shoot that."
Leading Mariah to state the following.
It felt like an unsafe work environment. I'm not going to take any chances, so yeah, I did hire more security.
In response to Mariah Carey's claims, Nicki responded by tweeting, "Hey y'all, let's just say Nicki said something about a gun. People will believe it because she's a black rapper. LaMayo, I'll then hit up Barbara and milk it," implying that Mariah had made the story up. Nicki then made another tweet reading, "I guess it hurts to have the producers tell you to your face that Nicki is the best judge we've had since Simon, or poor you, keep them lies coming," implying that Mariah was also simply not as good at judging. For obvious reasons, both judges quit the show after only one season, after which Mariah Carey stated this:
"That was the worst experience of my life. I would never want to be involved with it again."
With Drake Bell and Josh Peck holding it.
If I could interject real quick when something like this, and if I could speak for those who would like to really hear and not just be persuaded because this person might be your favorite artist. Yeah. But if I could be completely honest, Nicki should not have been a part of American Idol at that time. Yeah. Reason why I'm saying that was back in 2012, so 10 years ago. That was at the peak of her career. Mm-hmm. Reason why I say this is most people who do shows like that are more towards the tail end of their career. Yeah. And more have been in the industry way more established for a while. So it makes sense for Mariah Carey to be on the show.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who all the other judges that have been on the show.
Reason why I'm saying that is because it would just make more sense for Nicki not to do that at that time. Yeah. Like if she wanted to do it now, it would make sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was more longevity in the music career, more seasoned, you know what I'm saying? More seasoned veteran. Mariah Carey at the time wasn't doing much as an artist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think an artist that's right now can really... Like, my biggest thing is, especially when a lot of artists want to come up, I always say, never sign to another artist.
Yeah.
Because especially an artist who is still focused on their career, because they'll never help you truly develop as an artist yourself. Because at the end of the day, I come before you. Yeah. Because I can't have you on my label and you get more shine than I do. So even with her, she's being a judge right now. She's still at the height of her career. She can never fully get you the true proper advice that you might deserve, because at the end of the day, they're still focusing on her career. They were trying to make sure she stayed of relevance at that time besides just the music. Because it's very hard to explain to someone who's like, I'm not saying for you.
No.
I'm saying for those who don't understand music business.
Okay, yeah.
Because a lot of times I'll explain to you.
Yeah. But you said that you were never the signed artist thing. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I
know we had this conversation, but I'm just saying, because American Idol.
So what I'm saying is, even with Nicki being an artist right there, right? She's of 2012, she was still a heavily relevant artist at the time.
Yeah.
A lot of her critiques it's not gonna come from a seasoned veteran that, hey, I'm not. It's gonna come from a person who's I'm relevant right now. It's very hard to explain.
Okay.
And I guess
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Right now would have been like, say for instance, with the shows and stuff that's going on, like the singing shows, American Idol, stuff like that. The Voice, for instance, or something like that. Like, which I doubt she'll probably be on that because she'll. Rapper, most of those are singers, but like American Idol, I get what you're saying. It would have been great for her to be like this time right now.
Towards your end of the career, when you really can look to say, hey, I'm not necessarily geared toward focusing on my music career. I can really put more effort and really see to inspire other artists and really push them. You will never see a Lil Wayne at the peak of his career on a show like that. You won't see a Beyonce at the peak of her career or Rihanna or somebody. Now, and that's the reason why, to be honest, a lot of shows like that are good for people who are behind the scenes instead of people who are artists in the front of the scene. That's the reason why American Idol in the beginning worked so well, because it was the people behind the scenes and never really the artists. I hate seeing a lot of shows where the artist is in the forefront and not the people behind the scenes, because music industry is not necessarily pushed and operated by the people in front. It's so many people behind that really makes the music industry flow.
Okay.
And that's the reason why you had Simon Cowell, you had Randy Jackson, you had Paula Abdul. None of those, even though Paula had a light career, but her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I got you.
It's very hard to explain in like a short little video like this. Now, if I was doing we were doing streaming or something, I could be able to really break it down for you, help you understand. But
I don't need help understanding.
Cause we had this conversation all the time.
Yeah, I was just trying to
simplify for people right now is very.
I got you. Come on, I got you.
First experience of my life. I would never want to be involved with it again.
With Drake Bell and Josh Peck holding a similar opinion about returning to their most famous show. While it seemed the two had a great time filming Drake and Josh, Drake would take to Twitter in 2017 writing, "When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear, ties are officially cut, I'll miss you brother," which was followed by Drake flaming Josh via text for the very same reason.
I'm getting married that night and I see these text messages from him, like cursing me out, coming for me. I'm like, on the night of my wedding.
The incident was a sad moment for fans of the show. However, 2 months later, they'd make up, apologize, and even post a 12 million view video together, implying that the duo was on good terms. That would be until 2021, when Drake found himself in a bunch of legal trouble, after which Josh made the claim that they were never really friends.
Are you guys not friends?
Not really, no. We made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
So you guys were never close during when you were filming Drake and Josh? You were just kind of co-stars?
Obviously, there were times where we were closer than not, but when inevitably the show ended, I mean, we're just totally different kids.
These statements have since been criticized, given they'd spent a large amount of time together outside of the show, with one of these critics being Drake Bell himself, who'd give numerous examples of them hanging out together.
That's what bugged me about it. He's like, we weren't friends, we didn't hang out.
Your Christmas party, the party that I made.
He came all the way to Riverside to support me.
Josh is clearly trying to distance himself from Drake's sketchy legal situation, given Josh is still actively booking movie roles in an industry where reputation is everything. There are obviously mixed reports about whether or not they liked each other as co-stars, although it seems obvious that they're now no longer on speaking terms, and neither are the two main hosts from Mythbusters. Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman hosted the show for more than 12 years, after which an article was...
Let me just chime in. Just because two people work together, like from my experience with a lot, I don't like, you can't force the friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you can't force the friendship, but I guess the like looking in, it was more so, okay, well, if you say that we're not friends, then you won't go out your way to support me and things, or fly out like all the way to I'm not, if we just co-star, this just business, I'm not taking out the time to go get cop on a plane.
I say this.
And
something
I'm not doing it.
Something is chunk it up to Hollywood publicity.
Yeah.
Like you got to understand that that what comes with Hollywood.
I get that.
It's the fake friendship, but not the true real. Like, this is my homie.
Right. So it's right. Yeah. So I guess instead of saying like, yeah, we were never, just be like, hey, I just have to do what I have to do for.
Yeah. Like if you take for example, you work a job. Say you've been on this job 4 or 5 years. You have your road dog on this job. Hey, this is my partner. Everybody always see y'all together. Y'all always talking. Boom, boom, boom. You leave that job, you go to another job. That person leave that job and go to another job. So y'all are totally 2 separate jobs now. Watch the communication fall off. Yeah. And that typically happens with a lot of people. As long as we see each other, we cool. Type busty, best friends. But at the end of the day, we never establish a real solid friendship. Yeah. Even if we hang out after work and stuff like that. We never establish a real true friendship. So when we stop seeing each other, we stop communicating.
And I think that's what people have to, I think that's what people fail to realize a lot of times. Like, well, y'all always hang out outside of this setting or outside of this setting. But at the end of the day, what do we always do? 9 times out of 10, it's always a camera in our face. We doing something, some type of, like with them, whatever they were, sitting with the wall behind, okay, whatever. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what that was. But whatever it is, it may seem like we're hanging out just best buds, but it's still work at the end of the day. So,
and that's why.
And I think that's what people fail to realize. You always see somebody with someone, or they're always doing this. You think everything is like friendship wise, but at the end of the day, it's about business. Everybody trying to get to $1.
Facts.
Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman hosted the show for more than 12 years, after which an article was published reading, "The Mythbusters always had an amazing secret weapon. They can't stand each other." The article referenced an interview from Entertainment Weekly, in which Jamie stated, "We like to point out we've known each other for 25 years and never once sat down to have a dinner alone together. We sort of managed to tolerate each other. I think it's probably safe to say that continuing our on-screen relationship in front of the camera is probably not happening." To back this up, Adam stated this.
No, I don't think Jamie and I will continue to work together on other projects. Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held.
With him claiming it's not a secret they've held, as it was mentioned while the show was still running.
We are not friends. We tend to drive each other batty. We have never, in the 21 years we've known each other, had dinner alone together. Our very different personalities means that we spend a lot of time in sort of conflict.
Periodically, their behind-the-scenes animosity spilled out onto the camera.
What kind of seconds were you counting there? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? What kind of seconds are those? Who counts like that?
So it's no surprise that Adam would also state this.
There's a lot of fighting on camera. We got really mad at each other, like really significantly, vitriolically angry. We drive each other nuts every day. We get frustrated with each other on a daily basis.
However, the reason they're so proud of their awful friendship is because it's also their key to success.
The friction between Jamie and I has an integrity to it and a chemistry to it. We have respect for each other. We also drive each other absolutely batty.
We're not afraid to say something that will hurt the other's feelings because we don't care, Savage says. We consider it a point of pride that the right idea always wins. It doesn't matter whose it is. It's a working relationship relationship based purely on respect and mutual gain, with their unconventional approach resulting in unconventional success as one of the most popular shows in TV history.
Man, y'all like a couple.
Sometimes that works. Like, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just say it's a friendship we have.
Because he said 21 years. I'm like, dang, 21 years working with somebody.
I thought he said 25. I thought he said 25, but
well,
over 20 years. Just say over 20.
Okay, over 20 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, over 20 years, yeah. Working with someone that I really can't stand. I can't stand.
No, y'all in love, bro.
I ain't gonna say that. It's just.
No, I'm saying y'all have love for each other to the point where y'all can tolerate each other. That's different than being friends. When you have love for someone, you gonna bicker. You gonna bicker. You gonna fight. But you can still come together for the greater cause.
Well, if you want to say that, but I think it's just kind of like he said, like that mutual respect. Like, I respect you as a person. Whatever he respect him, I respect you.
Yeah.
I don't like you, but I respect you. You know what I'm saying? To be able to tolerate somebody that long and not really see eye to eye.
As somebody who been married 25 years, trust me, they gonna say they hate each other. They be like, I can't stand that motherfucker, that motherfucker, he ain't there, man, fuck you too there, bitch. You ain't gotta be here, there. Oh. But then later on night, they get a little drunk. Baby, you know. You feel me? Oh! You know what I'm saying?
But I guess when it comes to that, I have to like you to be able to, because I think, love, yeah, but I have to like you as a person.
I think they like each other to a point, but I don't think they like, you know what I'm saying? They tolerate each other enough or the money is the subjective thing that's keeping them together.
Right?
They must be making a hell of a money together.
It works.
Hey,
it's been successful. Yeah. Why not? I don't have to go home and sleep with you at night.
Facts.
So
when we leave, we leave.
Do see you tomorrow. See you whenever.
Just. Yeah. But hey, with that being said, man, y'all spam us up in the comment section down below, man.
Please do.
I really wish I could have elaborated more deeper regarding the
because sometimes when you can't elaborate on things can be taken out of context.
And I just only thing with that,
I know what you mean.
I needed more time to be able to elaborate. But somebody watching might not understand and take
That's what I said. They may take it out of context.
But I
definitely understand.
I need more time to really elaborate from experience and stuff, and then you will see. Not shitting on Nicki. It's the fact that, like I said, like artists at their peak should not be doing shows like that.
Yeah.
It's just because like it's better when you at the end of your career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just makes sense. That's common sense. Yeah.
But it's always I do go by the name DJ the Kid. This is
here in the post.
We are.
We are.
Go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me.